I thought I would share a little bit of what I'm doing to the Minarelli, especially regarding carburetors. But this applies to a lot of other engines. So this is a PWK 21mm carburetor. I highly recommend this carburetor to experienced builders. Why experienced builders, you may ask? Well, because this carburetor is a pain to tune. Now, once you get this carburetor dialed in, it performs phenomenally. But because it has a lot of adjustments and other design flaws and all that stuff, it may perform well when you dial it in, but in order to get it to that point, it'll really test your patience. So, with that being said, I don't have enough patience to tune this carburetor. So that's why I'm opting for the standard chainsaw carburetor. Now, this isn't your standard chainsaw carburetor. This is also off a steel 090 chainsaw, 138cc steel logger chainsaw. Pretty insane piece of machinery. But the reason why I opted for this is because it has no jets. And really the only adjustments are this idle adjuster screw right here and a high and low screw. So there's no need for jets as long as you have a little flathead screwdriver. You can tune the entirety of this thing. So that's pretty cool. As far as performance wise, you're not going to get the added bonus of the power jet carburetor, the power jet circuit. You're also not going to be able to really tune your mid throttle and all that good stuff. But with these two strokes, you usually either cruise at lower throttle, 1/4 throttle, or you're blasting at full throttle. So I don't know. We'll see how this performs and all that good stuff. Now, another cool thing is that you can move the inlet for the carburetor bowl any which way you want it, so that's pretty cool. The only downside, however, to this carburetor is this pulse pump right here. Now, it's crucial to drill this and to route it into the crankcase of your engine, transfer, intake, whichever. It needs to get positive and negative pulses from your engine intake. So that's the hardest part really of this whole carburetor deal. So if you're like me and you're using a reed valve, like on a Minarelli, let's say, here's the intake. Now I decided, okay, I'll match it up. I matched it up with the pulse port. I drilled the hole, and you might think, oh, that's correct, etc., etc. No, you see, it's on the back of the reed valve. It needs to be routed up here. That's because if the pulse pump is behind the reed valves, it's only getting positive sucking pulses. And it needs both positive and negative pulses, pushing and sucking. So I'm designing right here an intake. I wish I could insert the creativity images into your guys' brains, but I'll give an update of when I'm done this intake. For reference, this is what I did. And as you can see, when the cage for the reed valve is installed, it's towards the back of the cage. That's not what you want. So what you need is to drill through the cage and have it routed in front of it. So you see that opening right in the center of the cylinder. That's the intake port. So that's exactly where you want it. And see this indent right there? That is where that pulse port goes into. So that's appropriate. As you can see, that's not where my pulse port is going. So that's exactly where I failed. And so for the viewer, if you're trying to replicate what I'm doing, do it correctly. Now, thank you so much to Breezetex Moto on YouTube. Thank you so much, man. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching.